Hi folks! Every year it seems that the most predictable categories on Oscar night are the acting categories. That was certainly the case last year, when all four acting winners were easy calls well before the big night. The same is mostly true this year, but there is one acting category where there's at least some reason for uncertainty, and that's Best Supporting Actress. The first nominee is Amy Adams in The Fighter. I like this performance a lot because it shows us some of Amy Adams' range as an actress. Over the last few years, she's run the risk of always being typecast as a bright, bubbly object of innocence, but in The Fighter she gives a hard-edged performance as Charlene Fleming, a world-weary, tough-as-nails working girl who helps Mickey Ward to pick up his confidence and meet his full potential. But what we come to realize through Adams' performance is that Charlene is grappling with her own regrets of unfulfilled ambitions, and she wants to see Mickey succeed as much for herself as for him. Amy Adams is the sort of popular, respected actress who you get the feeling will win an Oscar one day. It might have been this year if it weren't for the fact that her co-star in The Fighter, Melissa Leo, is the one who's been winning all the awards. I'd still keep my eye on Adams as a very unlikely but not impossible surprise winner. The second nominee is Helena Bonham Carter in The King's Speech, in which she portrays Queen Elizabeth to Colin Firth's King George VI. A supportive wife to a fragile and frightened monarch. Carter knows what's required of her in this type of role, and she plays it quite well. She doesn't draw any undue attention towards herself and away from the film's two leads, but she chimes in when called upon with a good sense of humor and grace. In many ways, this is a classic example of a proper supporting role. That being said, while it is refreshing to see Carter stretch her legs a bit and play a character a little more subdued and a little less manic than the sort she often plays, this is not really an awards-worthy performance. It's apparent that she's been swept along in the wave of popularity for The King's Speech. There's a tiny chance she could win because the Academy clearly loves the movie, but I wouldn't bet on it. The one I would bet on is Melissa Leo in The Fighter. She plays Alice Ward, Mickey Ward's loud, domineering mother, who unknowingly injures poor Mickey's self-esteem by constantly holding him up against his older half-brother Dickie. This is the performance that has the most heat going into Oscar night. Leo has already won the Critics' Choice, the Golden Globe, and the Screen Actors Guild Awards, just like her co-star Christian Bale, and it's reasonable to assume that, like Bale, she'll also win the Oscar. But as convincing as that evidence sounds, I don't think it's a sure thing. Something that's interesting to note is that this year marks the fourth time in the past 5 years that there have been two Best Supporting Actress nominees from the same film, and in none of the three preceding cases did either of them win, because they have a tendency to split the vote. Should Melissa Leo lose this on Oscar night, it might be because her co-star and co-nominee Amy Adams may have attracted enough support for the film in her favor to keep either of them from amassing enough votes to win. I'm not saying that will happen, I'm still predicting Melissa Leo, but it is a possible scenario, and if that situation does come to pass, who's the beneficiary? I think the nominee who would benefit most from that is Haley Steinfeld from True Grit, who in my humble opinion gives the best performance of the 5 nominees. It would be hugely satisfying to see her win Best Supporting Actress, if it weren't for the simple fact that she's not a supporting actress. Don't listen to what the Academy is peddling here. Haley Steinfeld is the lead of True Grit. The only reason she's been campaigned for in this category is because competition in the lead actress category is stiff, and because there seems to be some ridiculous notion pervading the industry that young actors aren't to be taken seriously as top-billed lead performers. But of course, Steinfeld has easily disproved that nonsense by giving a fantastic, three-dimensional performance in True Grit that holds the whole movie together at its center. She's been honored by a number of critics groups for her work, and the Academy really likes True Grit, as its 10 nominations would suggest, so there is a definite chance she could upset Melissa Leo. The final nominee is the one who has the least chance of winning, and that's Jackie Weaver for her quietly sinister performance in Animal Kingdom. The film is a slow-burning crime drama that's been a huge critical and financial success in its native Australia, but hardly registered so much as a decibel in North America. She plays the sweet and nurturing mother hen of a family of bank robbers, or at least until we come to suspect that she's the one coyly pulling all of the strings. The film's American distributor, Sony Pictures Classic, was very smart to send out screener DVDs to industry members as early as last September, giving them plenty of time to watch the film and consider the performance. The strategy paid off with a nomination, but I still don't think enough of the whole Academy has seen the film to give Weaver much of a shot. Come back tomorrow so you can have a listen to the nominees for Best Sound Mixing.